What did I just read? Seriously, this book is insane. Diary by Chuck Palahniuk is a marathon to read. It's insane and from beginning to finish. In this book, Misty Wilmot moves to Waytansia, I have no idea, island, with her now husband, who she met in art school, and she's excited because this is a different life for her. It's a life she's always wanted. It's the pretty frilly houses with the white picket fences, and it's totally different from her trailer park childhood that she always kind of hated and never wanted to be a part of. And for a while it's okay, but eventually Misty becomes really unhappy. She's working at the hotel as a waitress and she hates it. She starts drinking, and eventually Peter attempts suicide. Peter, who is her husband. And after he tries to commit suicide, people on the island start to uncover messages he wrote in summer homes that he did work on for these summer people who have summer homes there that don't live on the island like the rest of the original families, which is a big part of this book. And in these messages, they're violent, saying how if you step foot on this island, they're gonna kill you, and all this stuff, and people are up in arms about it, which is understandable. But from there, it gets real weird, real quick. Misty starts to try to uncover Peter's attempted suicide. She tries to start to understand it. But in doing so, she starts to uncover this conspiracy theory among these original families on the island. And there's a big supernatural kind of feel to the story when it comes to that conspiracy. And that's kind of what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the just kind of like eerie kind of feel that the book has, and the idea of reincarnation in the book that I actually found really interesting. How it ends up in the book is that the families on the island that are the original families really want all of the summer people, A.K.A. the touristy, like, whatever, people that have summer homes there, they want them out because they've brought in all this trash, all the like the billboards, that sort of thing, and they're taking all the money from the original families. So, in order to do this, they have every, 3 generations, an artist come in and marry one of the sons in these original families. They have her do these huge paintings and, this big show where they basically kill everybody. What? But in doing this, they have to find the one, which is what Peter constantly refers to when he's talking about Misty to anyone who's from Waytansia. And in saying the one, he's talking about the right girl who's the reincarnation of Maura Kincaid and Constance Burton, who are the 2 previous artists that married into Waytansia families and saved the island. But in saving the island, they also went crazy and died. And that's kind of why I really liked this book, is because it had that weird little quirk to it and incorporated a lot of hints early on in the book that this was going to be a theme. Like on page 184, when Misty is at the doctor is talking about Jain Buddhism and how they came up with all these things where from suffering they get like beautiful things, and they can appreciate life more. And that's kind of how they get Misty to start painting again. They kind of torture her so that she starts painting because she stopped. And then on 186, he talks about how the Jain Buddhists believe that they can repeat the same miracles over and over again, which in reality is what's happening with this reincarnation of Maura Kincaid and Constance Burton, and it's just like, what? It blew my mind, because I love this type of stuff. So that's why this is awesome. And the perfectness of how Misty could paint and draw, how she had all the perfect angles, like on page 142 to 144, she's talking to Angel about how all of her lines are perfect and all of her angles are perfect, and that's not possible without using tools, but she does it freehand, and he's like, that's not normal, that is weird, and he is so right, so right. So I thought that was a really cool thing to incorporate in the book, and I think it added like another level of interestingness is gonna be my word for this. So I dug it, and I thought it was really cool how Chuck Palahniuk did that, even if Diary was a mini marathon to read. So yeah, that's what I got for you guys today. Yeah. Yes.